Hey there, it's Mark from Lessons Learned. In this video I'm gonna build a couple rolling carts to put my box blade and my back blade on. The issue I've run into is when you take them off the tractor, they're sitting in your pole barn on the floor, or maybe you have a garage or somewhere else. It's kind of hard to move those around if you're by yourself. They're very heavy. And so I thought if I could set those on a rolling cart, it'd make it a lot easier to manage the space inside the pole barn, because a lot of times you're trying to do some other work and you've got these two blades sitting there taking up a lot of space, and you might need that part of the garage or the pole barn to do something else. So I'm gonna build two of these rolling carts, and then I'm also gonna build a little smaller side cart for the back blade because of the way it's shaped and the way it lays. And I hope you enjoy this video. So I'm going to make some rolling carts to set my attachments for the tractor on. And I have some caster wheels to put underneath of them. And what I did is I cut these 3 long supports and also 6 of these cross supports. So I was going to build the base structure with this, and also put some thin slats across the top in a few places. And so what I'm going to do now is just pre-drill these holes and mark the lines 3/4 of an inch in, because these are going to go across, and I'm going to pre-drill those so that I can attach those to these boards that are going to support the weight. Going to use some of these screws. They're exterior screws. The reason I like them for this kind of thing is this Torx head. It works a lot better when you're trying to drill a screw into wood and the head not strip out or the bit not slip. So these are this is what those screws look like in the box. PrimeGuard plus exterior screws, Grip-Rite. Using these exterior leg screws, 1/4 inch by 1.5 long. That's what they look like. So I marked the holes for each of the casters. I'm going to pre-drill them because you don't pre-drill stuff like this, it usually splits, right? Drill. Using these screws to attach the furring strips to the top, just to give it some flat surface on top. Number 8's 1 3/4 inch long. The box blade I have will work just fine on one of the carts I just made, but the back blade doesn't really set up square because of the way, the shape of it, and the part of the blade that sticks out that you hitch up to, that actually needs a support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a small cart that I'll set right next to the long narrow cart. I'll put it right next to it in the center, and that will give kind of a T shape on the floor for the whole blade to sit on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It might give you some ideas on a way to manage your blades that you have sitting around in your garage or pole barn. I looked also at the possibility of buying some of those moving carts, and what I ended up thinking was, by the time I bought 4 or 5 of those carts, the cheap one, or the one that's not made very good, runs around 25 bucks a piece, and the one that's made a little better in the local box store runs about 35. So I was going to end up spending maybe close to $150 for 4 or 5 of those. And by the time I bought the casters and the lumber and the screws, I think I spent just over $200. So I still would have had to buy some 2x4s even if I bought those moving carts and try to use those. And the other thing is, those moving carts, they're made of like I think it's maybe 3/4 inch or 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch, depends on which one you get, the thickness of the wood. So they're not really very sturdy. So I think these that I made are going to last and work really well for me. So if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and leave any comments you'd like to make. And if you enjoy this type of videos, please subscribe to our channel.